A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. Welcome to News Tonight at this 7th day of April 2025. My name is Ichael Lukomwa. We'll start with a look at the top stories and then we'll give the news in detail. Strategic bottlenecks that hinder the Africa's development. The Department of Meteorology warns of heavy rainfall in the months of March, April and May. Uganda Episcopal Conference presents pastoral letter containing 14 concerns for leaders. While the Uganda's under-17's dream of qualifying for the World Cup will be determined by a playoff path. It's News Tonight. Welcome aboard. My name is Ichael Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins in for sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in our first story, has called on African leaders to confront and dismantle the long-standing strategic bottlenecks that block the continent's socio-economic transformation. He was opening the 8th African Leadership Forum at Speak Resort Munyonyo. President Museveni said that Africa cannot achieve sustainable development unless it undergoes a deliberate process of transformation economically and ideologically. We have details to this.
Our statesmen, our former African presidents,
thank you for traveling all the way to join us today. We've worked very closely with this office and please, in the same vein, also allow me to recognize and thank.
We, of course, acknowledge that more needs to be done. Most of our countries still grapple with the challenges of abject poverty, inequality, youth unemployment, effects of climate change and conflict, just to mention a few. This is something we should not take lightly, especially now that we are left with only 5 years to achieving the 2030 goals. Therefore, the importance of urgent and transformative action can never be overstated. Your Excellency, we expect that the African Leadership Forum 2025 will serve as a turning point by calling for bold, practical solutions and renewed commitment to accelerating SDG progress across the continent.
When you export and process coffee, as we have been doing all this time, you get about $2.5 a kilo. The price is now a bit higher, but normally it was around $2.5 a kilo of very good coffee. What they call screen 18, the one with good seeds. When somebody goes and makes coffee, powdered coffee out of that, he may get as much as $40. So that's another bottleneck. They're relying on raw materials, exporting. You are donating money and donating jobs.
President Museveni addressing the Leadership Forum in Munyonyo today. Prime Minister Robin Nabbanja has assured African leaders that Uganda is ready to take lead in ensuring that the 7 Sustainable Development Goals are achieved by 2030. Nabbanja was addressing a pre-event, a sideline for women for the 11th African Regional Forum on Sustainable Development at Speak Resort in Munyonyo, Kampala.
Uganda is hosting the 11th African Regional Forum on Sustainable Development, which has attracted heads of state and former heads of state with over 2,000 delegates from across the African continent. Under the theme, Driving Job Creation and Economic Growth through sustainable, inclusive, science and evidence-based solutions for the 2030 Agenda and 2063. Has proceeded with pre-events on the sidelines. Today, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, addressed the women. Nabbanja assured the African leaders that Uganda is ready to take lead in ensuring that the 17th Sustainable Development Goals are achieved by 2030.
My government to lead by example and ensure that AU member states, and in particular the Republic of Uganda, take deliberate measures to accelerate the delivery of Sustainable Development Goals. Special attention will be put on the 5 SDGs. 1, SDG number 3. You know what I'm talking about. That is good health and well-being of our communities. SDG number 5. We shall continue to make sure that there is gender equality and empowerment of women and girls. She's our champion there. SDG number 8 on decent work and economic growth.
However, the Premier, who is also Kakumiro Woman Member of Parliament, raised concerns that many of the African countries are not on track in as far as attaining the Sustainable Development Goals.
We are here to evaluate the progress of our governments, the strides they have made on delivering the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We equally note that some African countries are not yet on track to fully implement the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. She has already told you how far Uganda is, and this I want to commend our President for being a champion of gender equality.
Nabbanja highlighted Uganda's achievement in ensuring that the women in Uganda attain equal status with their counterparts, the men.
Cabinet is at 45%. The Vice President is a woman. The Prime Minister here speaking, the first female Prime Minister. If you have never seen the first female Prime Minister of Uganda, here she is. The Speaker of Parliament is a woman.
Currently, Uganda is the chair of the African Bureau on Sustainable Development, and this was attained because of Uganda's good strides in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
But as women leaders, when you are put in a position of leadership, you must make sure that you deliver. Make sure that you deliver so that other women are inspired. And that drives me every day.
The Prime Minister informed delegates how the parish development model is being used by Uganda to empower the Ugandan woman economically.
And 30% of that is for women. Women. 30% is for the youth. And among the youth, we have the girls.
People living in areas prone to floods in Kampala are cautioned to prepare and take early anticipatory actions on expected heavy rainfall for the month of March, April and May. The warning was sounded by the Department of Meteorology during the forecast validation and assessment of the seasonal outlook in Bwaise, Kampala suburbs of March, April and May season of 2025 for central Kampala.
Here today because of two things. Number one, we are to give this information to the community. Number two, we are to work together with them, giving them the early warning information. Then they are to give us advice. What should be done based on this forecast which is given for March, April, and May. Then in that way, they have to take preparedness. They have to take precaution in time before that particular disaster occurred. You have seen what had happened last week when there was heavy rainfall, most part of Kampala flooded. YC was not spared, and it was worse affected. And when we were releasing this forecast at the beginning of last month, we indicated very clearly that the rain which is coming during March, April, and May, it is going to be a lot. Meaning, coming a lot, it's going to come with a lot of associated disaster. And the associated disaster is the flooding.
At Act Together, we work with the slum dwellers in the cities, and we understand most of the slum dwellers are occupied the low-lying areas of this city. And when the weather challenges happen, like what happened last week, they usually affect the people who stay in the low areas, like floods, like the death of children. So we have organized this engagement to ensure that the communities are aware of what is meant to happen, because the weather forecast, Ministry of Water told us that the peak season is going to be in April. From now, we expect more rains, more than what we saw last time. So we have brought this information together to the community so that they are aware of what is going to happen. They can prepare and avoid losses or avoid death of children and adults like it happened last week.
So what we have been telling them, one, is to see that we start distilling the streams in Kamalimali here, and so that KCC can also work on them and also bring on government to see that they can start they can start also doing awareness campaigns to see that with increased rains they will cause floods and let people not move within these floods, and also people to stop driving whenever there is flooded water. So weather forecasts are very critical for our community, and during this season, specifically for YEC, we see the floods is flood prone, so it is high time we see that people can adapt, for example, raising their utensils, raising their...
Now, the Catholic Church Bishops of Uganda, under the umbrella, the Uganda Episcopal Conference, have issued a pastoral lecture containing 14 concerns that need to be addressed by leaders in Uganda. The letter of the Catholic Bishops of Uganda bearing the identified issues was presented by the chairman of the Uganda Episcopal Conference, also Chiyenda Mityana Bishop Anthony Ziwa, at Uganda Catholic Secretariat on the theme, "The Truth Will Set You Free."
The Archbishop of Uganda, Reverend Dr. Stephen Samuel Kazimba Mugalu, has encouraged the tax collector to integrate transparency in tax collected with service provision. The appeal was made at the high-level meeting between top URA officials and members of the Interreligious Council.
The resolution is mainly working together, continuing to partner, ensuring the sensitization of our people in order to collect tax, but also the other party is responsible to ensure that money is put to good use for roads, for hospitals.
The religious leaders are the most respected members of our society, and as tax collectors we've been trying to engage members of our society on their responsibility towards tax, but we realize that we shall go a lot faster on this front when we partner with the leaders of the different religious institutions.
At the meeting, Interreligious Council of Uganda disclosed plans of carrying regional consultative mobilization in the wake of the 2026 elections. This is aimed to avoid electoral violence as witnessed in the recent concluded Kawempe by-elections.
And we'll be explaining to them key issues, one of which is the taxes, other is the peaceful election and the commitment that all of them will be asking them to commit that they will avoid, desist from anything that will create violence. Another issue will be wealth creation.
They came to us with this message, but because also for these elections to happen across the country, they needed to consult a number of stakeholders. We are honored that they considered us, Uganda Revenue Authority, as some of the key stakeholders they would engage.
Uganda Revenue Authority intends to use this collaboration in maintaining a cordial working relationship to foster tax collection.
There has been a very, very positive response. People had some gaps which were actually, and questions which were answered. I think the beginning is good. Definitely, like Mzee Nkoyo said, the road to development is always under construction. It is work in progress.
We have agreed that we shall partner on both fronts as they go around the country in the sensitization for a peaceful election. We will be alongside to talk about issues of tax.
That was our story where the Interreligious Council, we under the chairmanship of Archbishop Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu of the Church of Uganda, met the leaders of the Uganda Revenue Authority to deliberate on a number of issues, especially to do with taxes. We'll now take you back to that story of ours that we had presented, where the Catholic bishops in Uganda released a pastoral letter through their chairman, Bishop Joseph Anthony Zua of Chiimba Mitiana. Let's have it.
In 1962, the conference issued the first letter of the kind with the theme, Shaping Our National Destiny, Envisioning a Country Built on Common Good, Respect of Human Rights, Democratic and Accountable Governance. The chairman of Uganda Episcopal Conference, Bishop Anthony Zua, has presented the 27th pastoral letter containing issues that affect citizens.
It's necessary to address these issues.
The letter identified 14 concerns that need immediate redress and answers from leaders. The letter cited injustices shown all over media, unjust accumulation of wealth and jealousy.
There are many people whose preoccupation with wealth has caused untold suffering to others. We see in the rampant land grabbing, abuse of public resources, theft, robbery, bribery, cheating.
Economic and social inequalities remain pertinent, despite government's empowerment initiatives for the populace.
These measures include Entandikwa, Equality Capital, Bonabagagawale, Prosperity for All, Operation Wealth Creation, Emyoga, and most recently, Parish Development Model, PDM. However, these initiatives were marred with corruption, underfunding, poor planning.
The same letter revealed the worrying state of health of Ugandans, exposing the scourge of HIV/AIDS.
Cognizant of the significant drop in new HIV infections and AIDS-related deaths in the country in the past decade. Adolescent girls and young women continue to have high HIV incidence of 6,600 new infections. Such a situation is disturbing, as funding for HIV/AIDS services from domestic and external sources have declined currently.
According to the Catholic bishops of Uganda, alcoholism and substance abuse in the country has greatly increased, calling for revision in the different alcoholic acts.
A report which was produced by World Health Organization, WHO, last year in 2024 indicates that a Ugandan consumes on average 12.21 liters of pure alcohol annually. This is the highest in Africa, where the average is 4.5. The same report indicates that a Ugandan drinker aged 15 and above consumes on average 28.5 liters per year.
As we draw close to the 2026 general elections, the bishops demanded for the release of all political prisoners and the detainees to be tried in public courts.
Building a peaceful, united, and prosperous Uganda through free and fair elections
The pastoral letter also stressed out environmental degradation and climate change among other concerns. Amwae Vanjuko for UBC.
From Zambia, we'll take a very short break. Keep it with us.
Come on, mo pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netagayo karoni, nigga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable!
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Form Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Form Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Ganyiga star 278 then hash ujja kuba ng'oyingidde mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangula zino wano milioni 10.86 ebintu bino nasooka biraba ku TV nange saasooka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kiyinza okuba nga kituufu oba yaddala si bya bufere sente zo nazifunye zo nazikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Ugandan National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulator.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Kati ndi mu market, kama ne mu pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netagayo karoni, nigga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good. With MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Buza Commissioner, enhancing tax education and bringing it closer to the taxpayers. Many Ugandans have questions about the taxes they pay to URA.
When we come at revenue, they tell us to clear Chitenge at 10,000. And when we are selling Chitenge, we sell it at 17. So we don't know whether we are working or not.
Understanding your tax obligations can help you grow your business and avoid unnecessary losses. Now, you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790 141 887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Buza Kamiso now, enhancing tax education and bringing it closer to the taxpayers. Many Ugandans have questions about the taxes they pay to URA.
When we come at revenue, they tell us to clear chitenge at 10,000. And when we are selling chitenge, we sell it at 17. So we don't know whether we are working or not.
Understanding your tax obligations can help you grow your business and avoid unnecessary losses. Now, you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790 141 887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
UBC News Tonight. Now, I'll start with a short apology. The team that produces Front Bench on UBC TV apologizes to our dear esteemed viewers. Tonight's Front Bench episode featuring the Ministry of Finance has been postponed due to an urgent national duty. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. The program will be rescheduled at the earliest possible date. The Minister and the PS will not be with us this evening due to national duty. We will straight away go to sports news. The Uganda Under-17's dream of qualifying for the World Cup will be determined through a playoff path after losing the final group game to Zambia. In the game played on Sunday at Larbizoli Stadium in Zambia, and a 2-1 win. Kelvin Molenga Chipelu and substitute Billy Daka scored the goals for Zambia, while Uganda's lone goal was scored by Elvis Torach. The brilliant start continued for Uganda, with Ashraf Chakwa and Bogere getting 2 chances in quick succession. Chakwa fired wide, while goalkeeper Rogers Simumba denied Bogere a chance. Uganda will now face a yet-to-be-identified opponent via a playoff to determine one of the 2 teams that will join the quarterfinals in representing Africa at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Qatar.
It's a decent first touch as well. Oh, what a finish that is. Deflected into the corner. Daka has and Zambia are surely now.
That brings us to the end of all we had for you at this particular time, but we'll return with a bigger arrangement at 10 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni and the whole team. Let's catch you at 10 p.m. Bye-bye for now.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Economic Commission for Africa and the Government of Uganda, coordinated by the Office of the Prime Minister, will host the 11th session in collaboration with the African Union Commission, the African Development Bank, and the organizations of the United Nations System, the private sector, and the civil society organizations, academia, media, and other partners.
Fellow African citizens, the 11th African Regional Forum on Sustainable Development provides a platform to assess Africa's progress on the United Nations 2030 Agenda and the African Union's Agenda 2063, entitled The Africa We Want, and reinvigorates our efforts where gaps remain. Pan-Africanism will remain the cornerstone of Africa's transformation. Our continent's strength lies in unity, self-reliance, and shared prosperity. As we engage in this forum, let us reaffirm our commitment to economic integration, political stability, and regional cooperation. As host, Uganda pledges to facilitate meaningful dialogue and concrete actions that will inform our common position on the world stage and accelerate progress towards the Africa we all want. As you attend the forum, we assure you of Uganda's legendary hospitality at every turn and share our nation's cultural richness and natural beauty with you. I look forward to welcoming you to Uganda. Thank you for God and my country.
The forum will run under the theme Driving Job Creation and Economic Growth Through Sustainable, Inclusive, Science and Evidence-Based Solutions for the 2030 Agenda and Agenda 2063. The forum is scheduled for 6th to 11th April 2025 with side events and pre-events from 6th to 8th April 2025 and the main session from 9th to 11th April 2025 at the Commonwealth Convention Center, Munyonyo, Kampala, Uganda.
The Presidential Initiative for Scaling the Girl and Boy Child, a project under State House, informs all divisions of Kampala that registration for young girls and boys of the 15 to 35 years age bracket is on Thursday, 10th of April 2025, with training starting on Monday, 14th of April 2025 at the following skilling centers: Wandegea Market, Mulago Catholic Church, All Saints Church of Uganda, Mutundwe, Nakulabye Chiwunya Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Church, Luzira Prisons at St. Stephen's Church of Uganda, Luzira, Subway Crested Towers Roundabout, Wabigalo Parish Community Hall, Butikira Parish Catholic Church, Chigowantinda, and Makere Chikoni Community Hall. The registration, exercise, and training are free of charge. Requirements include a photocopy of your national ID or the guardian's or the parent's ID for minors, bearing the LC1 stamp, signature, and phone contact, and 4 recent passport photos. For more information, call 0716 144 562 or 0414 343 457 and 0414 343 458.
Mikulu Business Expo 2025 inekomyewo wakati w'ennaku z'omwezi mwenda paka 11 Mei Lukuku Uma Showgrounds. Event service providers n'aba business endala zonna mwandibadde mweyuna Mikulu Business Expo 2025. Emidaala giri ku mitwalo 6 eno bronze, mitwalo 8 ku silver, ate gold yakakadde kalamba kogata platinum yakamu kitundu. Okuyingira Mikulu Business Expo 2025 kwa 15 zokka. Kati wosasula omudaala osasulidde ekifo, tenti, emmeeza, entebe 2, kwogata amasannyalaze ne security. Okumanya ebisingawo kuba 0701 620 292 oba 0776 620 292. Biteeddwa mu ssente Photogenics Limited, Lean Events, Crane Performers, Chabasa Pharma, BBS Telefina, UBC, Rosie Roots, City Bridals, Joyce Sonko Textiles, Channel Ladies Choice, Njuvu Estates, Junico Rio Deco, Victory Travel Center, Tender Gardens, Eco Farm Pharmacy, Mikolo Magazine, ne Pepsi. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
To UBC TV, my name is Jethro Kasaiji. This is the front bench. You can be part of this conversation using the hashtag UBC front bench, but also sending in your messages on our WhatsApp number 0709 602599.